Hi, welcome to the series of video lectures on microwave engineering. So we are discussing circular waveguides. In the previous lecture we have derived characteristic equation of Bessel's equation. So this lecture is the continuation of the previous lecture. Let us revise the previous lecture in short. So what is circular waveguide? The circular waveguide is a cylindrical metallic tube or structure in which the electromagnetic wave propagates. So what is the circular waveguide? Circular waveguide is very simple definition. It is a metallic cylindrical structure in which the electromagnetic wave propagates. So suppose this is the circular waveguide. Let us say this is the circular waveguide. So the axis of the circular waveguide is along z axis. Assume that the wave is propagating. Assume that the wave is propagating. The wave is propagating along z direction. Assume that the wave is propagating along z direction. So let us assume that A is the radius of the circular waveguide and phi is the, as you know that in cylindrical coordinate system, r is always the perpendicular distance from the center axis, z axis. Phi is the angle made with x axis and z is the height of the cylinder. See, this is the cylinder, this is the circular waveguide. So in which the electromagnetic wave propagates. So the wave equations, so there are generally two modes that can propagate, TE modes and TM modes. So therefore there are two kinds of modes, TE waves. For TE waves, the wave equation is written as del square Hz is equal to gamma square Hz. For transverse magnetic waves, del square Ez is equal to gamma square Ez. I will explain in the next class what is TE waves and what is TM waves. We derived the expression for TE waves and TM waves in the next class. Meanwhile, remember for TE waves, what is the wave equation? Del square Hz is equal to gamma square Hz. For transverse magnetic waves, del square Ez is equal to gamma square Ez, where gamma is the propagation constant of the medium. Del square is called as Laplacian operator. Del square is called as Laplacian operator. In general, in place of Ez and Hz, we take a general term which is represented as psi. So therefore, these two expressions in general written as Helmholtz equation, del square psi is equal to gamma square psi. So we want to find the solution of psi. So that is our objective. What is our objective? Our objective is to find the solution of psi. So because del in cylindrical coordinate system, so this is the generalized expression to find out the Laplacian operation in any coordinate system, Cartesian coordinate system, cylindrical coordinate system or spherical coordinate system. So remember this generalized formula, very important formula. So 1 by h1 h2 h3 is equal to dou by dou u1 of h2 h3 by h1 dou psi by dou u1 plus dou by dou u2 of h1 h3 by h2 into dou psi by dou u2 plus dou by dou u3 of h1 h2 by h3 into dou psi by dou u3, that is equal to gamma square psi. Where for Cartesian coordinate system you can take x, y, z. For cylindrical coordinate system you can take rho, phi in place of u2, in place of u3 you can take z. For spherical coordinate system you can take dou by dou r, dou by dou theta, dou by dou phi. Similarly, you can, from the differential elements, you can substitute h1 and h2 and h3. So you can find this expression, you can find the Laplacian operation for three coordinate system, Cartesian coordinate system or cylindrical coordinate system or spherical coordinate system. But what is our objective? Our objective is your cylindrical coordinate system. So therefore, for cylindrical coordinate system, what are the elements? Rho, phi, z. Here what we are doing is that, so always remember that the rho is perpendicular distance from z axis, which I have mentioned in this diagram. Now because we are not using spherical coordinate system anymore, take rho as r. Remember this point, take rho as r. Why we are taking? Because we are no more using the spherical coordinate system. So therefore I take rho as r, where r represents the perpendicular distance from z axis. Just replace rho by r. So therefore in place of rho phi z I am taking it as r phi z, where r is perpendicular distance from z axis as per same definition. So therefore what are the differential elements? D rho or dr, rho d phi or r d phi dz. So these are the differential elements as you know from electromagnetics. Here H1 is equal to 1, H2 is equal to R, H3 is equal to 1. So substitute all these values in this equation, so you get this equation. So this is the equation how we get from this generalized equation. See here, you can see that the psi is a function of R, the psi is a function of azimuthal angle phi, the psi is a function of z. So therefore, in mathematics, this partial differential equation can be solved. Because this is a partial differential equation, this partial differential equation is a function of R, phi and z. So by method of variable separable method, the solution of psi is taken as R of R, where capital R is a function of R, phi of phi, where capital phi is a function of phi, and capital Z function of Z. So therefore, we have what our objective is to find R of R, phi of phi, and Z of Z. So by if substitute psi here and simplify this equation, finally we got in the previous lecture R of R, phi of phi, and Z of Z. So I start this session by writing R of R, phi of phi, and Z of Z. So now the solution for R, the solution of R is written as in the previous lecture an Cn of Jn of Kc into R plus Dn of Nn of Kc into R. So this is what we have derived in the previous lecture, R of R solution. So here R, capital R of R solution. Here these terms are very, very important to remember the definitions of the word statements of these two terms. So therefore here I write Jn of Kc into R. This term represents nth order Bessel's function of first kind. So what is this term represents? Nth order Bessel's function of first kind, which represents standing waves of cos of Kc into R for R less than A. So you have to remember these words. What is Jn of Kcr? Represents the nth order Bessel's function of first kind, which represents standing waves of cos of Kc into R for R less than A. Similarly, we write what is the statement of Nn of Kc into R. So therefore, Nn of Kc into R represents in the same manner, represents nth order Bessel's function of second kind. Nth order Bessel's function of second kind represents standing waves of sine of Kc into R for R greater than A. So we have to remember these two, Jn of Kcr statement and Nn of Kcr definition. Now substitute R of R we have calculated, phi of phi we have calculated, and Z of Z in this generalized solution. So therefore the general solution of Helmholtz equation is, so psi, what is R of R? So Cn into Jn of Kc into R plus Dn of Nn of Kc into R. So this is just we have find what is phi of phi. So phi of phi in the previous class we have calculated it as An sine of n phi plus Bn of cos of n phi into e power plus or minus j beta suffix z into z. So why we have taken this term? This term represents only the wave propagation, the wave the direction of wave propagation. That is, the wave is propagating in either positive z direction or negative z direction. So in this equation you can see, in this equation z of z only represents whether the wave is traveling in positive z direction or negative z direction. So therefore the z of z is replaced by that term. So r of r we have substituted and phi of phi we have substituted. So from this, so this is the equation. So this is the equation. We further modify this equation at r is equal to a, at r is equal to 0, at r is equal to 0, what will happen to kc into r? Kc into r will become 0. So which makes n of kc into r to infinity. So you have to remember this. If r is equal to 0, kc into r will become 0, then this term will approach to infinity. So we have to take this term. So dn is equal to 0. So therefore in order to make this term to 0, so therefore take dn is equal to 0. So that means this is the first one. Let us modify. So therefore you can remove this term. So therefore this term will be there. Now modify now this one. So therefore this is written as an of sine of n phi plus bn of cos of n phi. So this is written as, so multiply by square root of an square plus bn square. First write, so cos n phi first, and bn by, we can write bn by square root of an square plus bn square plus, again write sin n phi into an by square root of an square plus bn square. So therefore this term cancels out. The same expression remains as it is. Now replace this term by cos theta, replace an by square root of an square by sin theta. So replace this term by cos theta and replace this term by sin theta. So cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. So this term, this equation is written as square root of an square plus bn square into cos of n phi minus tan inverse of r, plus we can write minus an by bn. Since, so why we have written this? Here sin theta is equal to what? Let us take this as, in fact, say minus sin theta. So minus sin theta is equal to minus an by square root of an square plus bn square, and cos theta, which is written as bn by square root of an square plus bn square. So because of this, tan theta will become minus an by bn. So theta will become tan inverse of minus an by bn. So finally write this equation and this term as finally we can write it as fn. So where fn is equal to square root of an square plus bn square. So this is approximately equal to cos n phi. Write like this. So write this term like this. Now substitute, the answer of this is approximated to this. So therefore substitute this and this term in the generalized solution of Helmholtz equation. So therefore the generalized solution of Helmholtz equation is, what is the first term? Cn Jn of kc into r, where we have made the second term is 0, and this is written as fn into cos of n phi. Assume that the wave is propagating in only positive z direction. We write the last term like this. So assume wave is propagating in positive z direction. So that's why we write, we remove plus sign here and we can substitute only minus sign. So therefore, so multiplication of these two, Cn and Fn is replaced by one more constant. So therefore, that is written as psi is equal to psi naught. The multiplication of Cn is replaced by Cn and Fn is replaced by psi naught. So Jn of Kc into R into cos of n phi into e power minus j beta suffix g into z. So this is the generalized solution of Helmholtz equation, very important equation. We use this equation again in TE waves and TM waves. So where we can replace psi by either Ez or Hz, and psi naught can be replaced by E0z or H0z. So this equation is, remember that this equation is very important equation, which is the solution of this Helmholtz equation, So this is what we have to write, the continuation of the previous lecture. Thank you.